I like wearing hats, actually. I'm wearing hats since I started.
I'm a vocalist. I write songs just to get all of my emotions out.
Yeah, it's getting deeper very fast. But you have to learn not to compare yourself with other musicians. Oh, he's a better guitar player, he's faster, he's whatever, you know. You have to learn what you can do, what I can do, and then work on that and continue working on that.
I'm joined by Hans Platz from Feuerschwanz. There we go. And you look absolutely amazing today.
Thank you. You too.
Oh, thank you very much. What is the inspiration for your style, firstly? That seems like a very good question to start with.
That's a new question, actually.
Okay.
Very nice. I like wearing hats, actually. I'm wearing hats since I started with Feuerschwanz. And this one was handmade, especially from me, from a friend. And I'm the wizard in the band, more or less. We have the warriors, our singers are the warriors and the knights. Yeah, and I'm more the wizard type.
I see. And the theme this year for Wacken is Wizards and Warlocks.
Exactly.
And does that mean that you practice magic in any kind of way, or believe in magic, maybe?
I believe there's magic everywhere, I think. But my personal magic is doing music and playing guitar. Because I think by creating those notes from my instrument, I'm influencing what you think, your feelings, and that's more or less the way I practice.
Yeah, I feel like magic exists everywhere and it means different things to different people, but magic in music and creating something special is something brilliant to share with everyone. But you're not practicing witchcraft or anything like that. You're not casting spells on anyone or sitting there with making potions at home.
Not literally.
No, not literally.
Well, maybe sometimes when I play computer games or something, but not literally. But I think there's something around us which can't be described. I think. But we are surrounded by things you can't always describe, and it's not scientifically put your fingers on, but there is more than you see.
Yeah, that leads me very nicely to my next question. I mean, we were talking about wizards and witches and magic, and all of those things have quite a strong connection to the mind and positive thinking and things like that. And also paranormal thinking, perhaps. Are you interested in ghosts and spirituality or anything like that?
Well, I'm curious about it, but I never ventured deep into it.
Yeah, of course.
But you mentioned positive thinking. I think positive thinking is one of the most important things in life. I think, just to keep yourself going, to be motivated, to see your strengths and not your weaknesses, to work on your strengths and not on your weaknesses, just to learn who you are, you know. And that's true as a musician, not copying other people all the time, just concentrate on what you are and what music means to you. And that's true not just for music, it's true for, I guess, for every person in life.
And who would you say you are? I mean, you touched on it there, like the sense of self and understanding yourself. How would you describe yourself to someone who's never met you, or perhaps met you for 5 minutes, or who are you, I guess, is in the literal sense.
It's getting deeper very fast. Well, I don't know. I think I'm more the observer type. Initially, I look at people before I start the conversation or start conversation deeply. I'm not the small talker. I prefer genuine talk, you know, and that's basically, I'm a calm person. Sometimes people say introvert, but not really introvert. But I'm a little bit introvert, but very emotional.
Yeah, of course. And I feel as well that's true with a lot of performers. There is that introvert side of them. You know, people would think, oh, you're so extrovert, you go on stage, you perform to thousands and thousands of people, but there's obviously an introverted side to a lot of artists.
Absolutely, and when you start out, you're not on a stage in front of thousands of people. When you start making music, playing guitar, you're alone at home sitting with your instrument, and that's very introvert actually. Yeah,
and I think actually you are probably more at home on your own writing music, playing music than you are on stage. The stage is almost like the final part of that puzzle, so that's a very small part, and people forget that. A lot of it is quite emotional, it's quite personal, it's just you sort of working your way through your emotions via music. So yeah, it's an interesting balance, I think, that a lot of performers
That's very
have.
true. Most of the time you're sitting alone, practicing, writing riffs, writing songs, and that's something you do on your own.
Yeah, I'm a musical artist myself, so I have an understanding of how the balance between people see this one side of you when you're public and you're talking, but there is that side to every artist.
What do you do? What do you play?
I'm a songwriter. I'm a vocalist, so I write songs just to get all of my emotions out. Like, I see it as a tool to express myself, and I'm attracted to that side of songwriting more than I am the singing.
What kind of songs?
It's
like singer-songwriters? Or?
No. It's rock, but it's very symphonic.
Okay.
So I love the balance of the emotions, and I would say I would use an array of musical instruments to convey how I'm feeling. So I'll have very heavy guitars and very heavy drums and very thrashy kind of rock and industrial sounds, but also because you can probably hear it in my speaking voice, my singing voice is I have that quite delicate operatic side to my voice. So I do a lot of strings, I do a lot of orchestration. So the balance is interesting to me. Like we were just talking about the balance between, you know, the introverted side of a personality and to me, I see that in the music as well. There's the beautiful side and then there's the heavy, thrashy side. So yeah, I'm always fascinated to ask other artists, and it seems to be a common theme that a lot of people are quite sensitive and quite closed behind closed doors. So, and yeah, it's kind of an interesting question.
Well, on stage, you just see one side of the person. You know, you have to entertain people on stage. You're the clown, so to say.
Yeah, of course you are. Yeah, you are the. Yeah, you're there to entertain, I guess. Yeah. And I suppose this is, you touched on it earlier yourself, remaining positive, and it's an endless battle to remain positive. Do you find that that's quite difficult in the age of social media? Do you get a lot of feedback, and how do you handle that kind of, because now people can go to get almost directly to artists, and you could look at your Instagram one day and you can see, you know, very honest feedback about your performance or something you've said. How do you handle that side of things?
Yeah, you have to develop a thick skin, so to say.
Yeah, but I feel like that's easier said than done sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. But we as a band somehow grew up with social media. So when we started with social media, so we learned how to do it. And Feuerschwanz is a band which got a lot of negative criticism from the critics in music magazines and stuff like that initially. So we learned the hard way, in a way, not to care too much about the one person's opinion. Yeah. And you mean on YouTube, there you have all the trolls everywhere. So that's, people are stupid, and they love to show how stupid they are on YouTube. And those outlets.
It's funny, isn't it? Because you always notice the people who are the most negative, but there is the other side of that. There are tons of people also being very complimentary and who love your music.
Absolutely, you have to learn to focus on the positive and not on the one negative comment. Because usually when you read 100 comments, the one negative comment will stick. But you have to learn to forget it. And it's just the one person's opinion, and usually it says more about that person and not about you, because
it's deflection.
The energy to tell you that you suck, I mean, come on. Why just stay silent? And, you know?
Accept everyone and just keep your opinions to yourself is a better way to live. But I feel like trolls are... If people leave a nice comment, they'll leave a nice comment and they'll go away, they'll enjoy their life because they're a positive person. But I find the people that leave the negative comments are very persistent and very loud and very okay.
But that's often in your mind. These people are loud, I think. They're not louder than the positive people. I think there are lots of positive people supporting bands over the years, I think. And but of course, the one negative comment can hurt you. Yeah,
of course it can, because you're an artist and you want people. You want people to like what you do.
Absolutely, but that's why I said earlier, you have to learn to focus on your strengths, not on your weaknesses. Because people who don't like you will comment on your weakness, but you have to learn not to compare yourself with other musicians. Oh, he's a better guitar player. He's faster. He's whatever. You know, you have to learn what you can do, what I can do, and then work on that and continue working on that, and that will create your personality. Because your personality is your strength, you know.
And also your difference as well as your strength. Like the things that people normally criticize are things that they find different or strange about you, but that actually is your strength as an artist, to provide something different and to provide something unique. So are you promoting an album or a single today, or when you go on stage, have you got new music to share with people, or?
Well, we just released an album this spring, our first album in English.
Okay.
Yeah, it will be the exception, but we have our 20-year anniversary this year, amazing. So we thought to do something special. So we created English lyrics for some of our German songs, cool. Because we usually sing in German. I don't know if you know, because our songs are in German, and so we translated some songs. So I tried to translate, to keep the feeling of the song in English. Yeah,
and I suppose you're taking that to a whole new audience of people who will understand what your songs are about. So it's quite a special thing to do, I guess. How do you find I mean, I suppose you would obviously prefer the German version, I suppose, because that's your language. But how do you find it translates? Is it different?
Well, I didn't translate because I'm just playing guitar. So the English version was quite easy to do on the guitar.
It's exactly the same, in fact.
No, but I, from what I heard, how they did it, you can't translate everything word by word because there's a lot of wit in the German lyrics, how we did them. So they try to keep the feeling of the original song, but not literally translating it word by word, just keeping the message, but changing, if needed, more than one word. And you know.
I suppose it's different because when you translate anything literally, you lose the humour, or you lose the meaning, or you lose the irony. So it's kind of an important job to do it justice when you're translating it as well. Right. So.
And we have our anniversary this year. We will have our first Europe tour this year.
Okay, great. You're coming to London?
Not to London.
Oh, not to London, what? We have to wait a little bit longer then.
Yeah, but to Paris and Holland and Italy and Czech Republic. And we started playing festivals outside of Germany or Austria, in Spain or France or in Holland, Belgium, Italy and Czech Republic. And people like us singing in German. That was quite surprising for us to see in the beginning. We had Spanish people singing our songs in German. It was like, what?
It's like if something's catchy, people will sing it in any language.
But as a German, you're not used to it because everybody's singing in English, obviously. So and that non-German speakers like singing bands in German is quite touching in a way, you know. It's different.
It's fascinating. Well, I hope you haven't yet been on stage, have you? You're about to go.
Not yet.
So I hope that your performance goes amazingly. I might try and sneak and have a little look and check you out. Are you singing in German today, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Not you, but you know what I
mean. Two songs will be in English.
Okay.
The rest will be German.
I'll check it out.
And we are good to look at. We all have our nice costumes.
And I read that the inspiration is slightly medieval?
Yes.
Is that?
Yes. Originally the band comes from the medieval markets and the founder wanted to create something which makes a little bit fun about the typical medieval Renaissance fair, you know, just about the fairies. And he wanted to create the drinking nights and stuff like that. And that's where the band evolved from. At the beginning there wasn't an electric guitar in the band, it was just very basic, but the band grew over the time, and now we are here in Wacken.
I was sitting in the press area yesterday, and I was listening to a conversation, and there was a whole conversation about you obviously make an effort with your appearance, you dress in a certain way, and that kind of brands you as a band, and you know you're recognizable to people when they see you on a CD or when they see you in a poster. But I was overhearing this conversation about this guy, and he's like, oh, I don't need to do that. My music speaks for itself. And I'm like, but it's not about that. It's about how you like to present yourself. You're not sort of making up for your music. That is just your brand and how you want to be perceived and how you want to dress. So
absolutely.
It's quite an interesting debate I was listening to, and I was like, well, no, you missed the point here.
I know the point. Usually musicians taking themselves very seriously, they say, I don't want to dress up or something. You know, that's no, I don't want to do it. But in a way, you are entertaining people and you want to put up a show. You know? That's why it's called show and not concert. Because in German, in the German language, you don't have the two words show and concert. In Germany, you have just concert with the word. And to me, a show is something like you present something, you know, just sitting there like an orchestra and playing your music. You want to entertain people. So I think that's what we are doing.
But I think as well, it's like about putting your best self forward. You know, if you're going out in front of thousands of people, you don't necessarily want to wear like just a t-shirt or something that you would wear at home. Like that.
You don't want to see your neighbor on stage, basically.
Well, yeah, exactly. I feel like it shows that you've made efforts. I think there's something quite nice about that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, I think that's a beautiful place to end this interview. And thank you so much for your time. And it was lovely to meet you. And
thank you.
I hope the show goes really, really well.
Thank you. I hope you will enjoy your time.
Yeah, I will. Thank you.